Hi, this is Tom, and in this video we're going to take a look at syntax, and syntax is the language of the computer. So let's try a few examples. First off, if I gave you a problem like this, solve x squared minus 25 equals 0. Well, remember this would factor, and I'm going to go fast here because the point is to illustrate the syntax, not the problem solving. That we can check the other videos. But remember that we did a little bit more work and we came up with this. X equals, now watch, negative 5, comma, 5. Now, as you and I would naturally write it, notice this. Notice that I tended to leave a little space between the equals and the negative. And we all, by default, good formatting is to leave a space after a comma. Well, to a computer, a space is a character. So really, if you were to type these two answers, you would type it as, you could just type it as, let me see here, how do I want that done? If the computer, you'd want it all squished together, like this. And actually, for our system is even simpler. You don't need this x equals part. So on your syntax quiz, if the answers are negative 5 and 5, you would really just type negative 5, comma, 5. No spaces anywhere, like that. Now, let's try another one. Say we were to have a problem like 8x cubed plus 8x squared minus 6x. And we'll take a look at this. Notice that right off the bat, it has a greatest common factor of 2x. So we would write the 2x, and then we would look at the rest of the problem. 4x squared plus 4x minus a 3. And just for the practice and illustration here, if we were to play the game on this, I would 4 times a negative 3 for a negative 12, and a 4 in the bottom position. And it looks like here, if we use a positive 4, if we use a positive 6 and a negative 2, we can get that. So what happens is this, and I'll write this out, 4x squared plus a 6x minus a 2x minus a 3. So notice that we find factor by grouping, so we look for our groups of 2, and we have a 2x times, times a 2x plus 3, and a minus 1, that's going to give us another 2x plus 3, and it's in parentheses, and those extra parentheses matter. So if I take out my greatest common factor of 2x plus 3, I write 2x plus 3, and 2x minus 3. This is the way that we would write it. There should be no spaces. Now, sometimes people will do this. And notice that when there's just multiplication, so this is, let me erase these little equals for a sec. This multiplication does not need parentheses. It can just be as it is. So you could correctly type this answer, though, if you wanted, as 2x, parenthesis, 2x plus 3, parenthesis, 2. Oh, I made a mistake up above. Goodness, you shouldn't let me do that. This should be a 2x minus 1. There we go. 2x minus 1, parenthesis. Now, the first factor, the 2x, we always just put it in front. Even though technically it could go anywhere, that's not the way we put it, and the computer won't recognize it. For you and I, we might simply be able to see that 2x plus 3 times 2x minus 1 times 2x is the same answer written in a different order, but to the computer that's a whole nother order and a different answer. So we would, to be consistent on our syntax, we would write this as 2x, and then you could write it as 2x minus 1 times 2x plus 3, and it would recognize that answer as well. The one that it wouldn't recognize is this one. So again, the initial common factor needs to be set into the front of the polynomial. And okay, also, when we say we have a problem like this, say we have, let me go back. Blue. Say I have a problem like x plus 4 times x minus, let's do 1. Now, we would distribute this, and I'm going to do this kind of quickly, but you would have an x squared plus a 4x minus 1x minus 4. You would combine your like terms as x squared plus 3x minus 4. Now the computer, and technically this is okay, you could write this as a negative 4 plus a 3x plus an x squared. However, you would get this answer wrong. And the reason is we always start with the highest degree. The degree is the exponent. So if there's an x cubed, that would be first. In this case, there's an x squared. Then you follow with just an x to the first, and then you follow with a term that has no x's or variables at all. So when you type this, the x squared is going to be as x. You have a caret button. It's called a caret 2, and that's how you would type in the x squared. Then you would type without any spaces plus 3x. You wouldn't use the raised to the first power. And then you would type your minus 4. So that's how you would type this answer. And notice there's only one way to type it. If you reorder, then it's going to be incorrect. So you always do it in the decreasing degree. First you start with the second degree, then the first degree, and then the 0 degree. All right, so be careful on your syntax. Make sure you read the instructions, and I hope you do well on your test. Thanks for watching.